Hi, this is Prac with iRepairmd, and today I have in front of me a Verizon Galaxy S7 dark gray or light black, whatever you want to call it. The screen has been cracked and the screen is no longer active, so the OLED has been damaged, and you see the point right here. That actually the point of impact is right here, and it spread it out, so this is no longer operable. For this repair, we will need, of course, the a new glass, a new LCD display, and this is something you can buy from my website. This is the OEM Samsung Galaxy S7 replacement LCD, and this is the service pack that Samsung sets out. So this is the legit service pack version. You'll need a traditional business card. This is my business card right here, and we'll need to use that to separate the LCD adhesive from the body. You'll need something thin. I always use a razor blade, if you guys know me traditionally. Then you have this SHK 25-piece screwdriver set here. I find this to be the most portable and most versatile tool set I ever had. I pack it out in my pocket and it's ready to go. I have all the tools I need. And then you'll need a heat gun. And you need a traditional heat gun. This one here is the Radio Shack heat gun, and it's about a 120 watt 300 watt system here. It's pretty hot, and not hot enough to melt things that are metal, but definitely enough to loosen the glue. And then, as you notice, the back of the Galaxy, I mean, this thing is sandwiched in all glass, so we're going to need some masking tape, so we don't want to damage the glass. So what I'm going to do now is go ahead and protect the glass as much as I can. We also need access to the back, so just put enough tape just to manage. All right. So what I need to do, I need to be able to access the side so I can lift. With the Galaxy S7, what we need to do is work on the back to get to the front. So the objective is pretty simple. We have to take the old LCD out and replace it with a new one. But however, in order to get to the old LCD, you have to access the back plate. The back plate is glass, so you want to protect it. Let's go ahead and add some heat. And I'm adding enough heat in this area, just around the edge. I'm concentrating one area for now, because I will be lifting the rest. And once I get my razor heated, this hot enough to put my razor underneath, I will use my business card to lift the back. And we don't want to damage the back. If we do, we have to replace it. All right, so now we got enough heat. Right now I'm holding it for about 30-40 seconds. Okay, that's pretty good. Now what I need to do is slowly and carefully insert the business card, insert the razor in. Now what I want is the business card to get underneath, because you want little impact on the back as much as possible. Okay, now I have a lip of the business card in. I'm gonna work it around now. This glass is glass laminated, and the back side is a printed plastic background. So if you put too much anything sharp, metal or razor, what you'll do is you'll probably peel the printed laminated plastic in the back. So you really don't want to do that. What you want to do is just put enough heat so you separate the adhesive. I'll weaken the adhesive. Okay. So now I have this slightly lifted. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use my fingernail in this area right here. Okay, use my fingernail in this area. Try to lift the rest. So I got my first one lifted. Well, I'm gonna use my razor one more time. Just be very careful with this razor, because you can easily damage the glass also underneath. All right, I have this in. Okay, now that you have that, go ahead and put the cardboard side in. And now we're gonna add some more heat. The first lift is always the hardest. The reason why I'm so careful is because I don't want to scratch the graphic background, which is the gray right there. All the gray, all the slate color printed plastic. I'm being overly cautious. You have to be in this case. Now that the adhesive has enough to weaken, you can go ahead and slowly lift it up. Alright, now put my finger, using my fingernail. Actually, I'm gonna use a little bit of the razor blade right here. You can see it's beginning to lift, it's weakening. Now I get my other business card and run it through the back side of this. Okay, now I have that somewhat done. You can see the business card is in now. Adding more heat. I'm running it on the edge. Alright, so that's enough to lift the glass. So I'm running adhesive along the edge right here to slowly lift the glass. And what I don't want after I lift the glass is to have the glass come back. So I'm going to put a spacer right here. Okay, and that's a space saver, because the adhesive will adhere back on pressure. Okay, now we're moving our way down, running it this way. And you don't want to run anything too deep because you might rip some flex. So I'm being very, very careful when I'm doing this. Alright, now let's go ahead and run this around the edge. Alright, got most of it up now. What I'm going to do is rest that card here. Now I'm going to be working on this edge now. adding enough heat, feeling it now. So the heat should weaken the adhesive. I'm gonna go ahead and run business card again on the edge right here. Okay, right on the edge, carefully weakening the adhesive, and also I'm putting my card in to separate the glass from the frame. The glass has a double-sided adhesive that's pretty strong, and it's heat activated. Now we have the majority done. I just have to do the small half right here in the bottom. Okay, so now let's go ahead and carefully pull this up. Now we got the back glass successfully separated. Peel it off slowly. So you peel it off very slowly. Okay, and we want to keep the original adhesive also. So we're going to pull it, and here you go. Now the adhesive has come off, and what we're going to do is straighten all this out. Okay, we will be reusing this adhesive strip right here. All right, so now we have this out of play. Salvage this. Now let's go ahead and look at the Galaxy S7. So the Galaxy S7, you notice, has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 tiny Phillips screws. This is the induction charger, and these are the back plates. The antenna strip right here, there's one antenna strip, induction charger plate, and also the speaker and the bottom charging port cover. The 3 separate plates that we have to separate. So what we need to do, we need to access the LCD right here. So we're going to go ahead and take the screws off the back of these. So let's go ahead and use a Phillips head screwdriver. Small Phillips here. Okay. And these screwdrivers are magnetized. I'm going to go ahead. Have my double-sided adhesive here. I'm going to drop the screws onto this tape here. Okay. All right, let me stick this in. Fold the surface on. Okay. Trying to give you guys the best camera angle. Sometimes it's hard to work around the camera, but I believe that once you guys have the best vantage point, the best angle, and the closest possible, you should be able to do this yourself. And in case you don't know how to do this, we do offer the service. Just go to our website, the link's below, and you can send in the Fat Galaxy S7 like this guy did, and we can definitely do the repair for you. And what we try to do is update the repairs on Facebook so you can track your repair. Meanwhile, you know, the turnaround for a Galaxy S7 is about a week. Once you send to us, we give you a evaluation, and then we go order we have these LCD in stock, so we can definitely take care of it and ship it back to you. But anyways, we have these plates here. Let's go ahead and take some more. Screw off the plate here, and all right, so now we have the top half to take care of. Okay. Okay, so the screw around the speaker is a little demagnetized, around the camera, because you don't want a warping effect, so just carefully move that up. This is a special screw, it's less magnetized, so we're going to put it in the edge right there. That's meant for this speaker right here, the camera. This is the induction charger. Let's go ahead and remove the plate. There's some areas right here where you can lift. When you use my razor, take it to the edge. Now we're going to lift the built-in antenna band connector right here. Okay, and this is the vibration. This is the speaker. Let's go ahead and lift the main body from the back. All right, with the induction charger. Okay, we have that. Okay, so this is the battery. As soon as we get to the battery, make sure we disengage the battery. Okay, carefully lift it up, and now let's take the bottom port off here. Okay, so this is the speaker. We're gonna lift all three of these. This right here is the LCD connector. Let's go ahead and lift that up. And what we need to do before we actually take out the LCD is to test to see if this LCD works. Let's use the service pack LCD here, the replacement. And this is what you get. It's in the anti-static bag. And this is the back side. That's the front side. And let's go ahead. And we're gonna the camera down a little bit and move this up. We're gonna charge the connector. All right, so now let's go ahead and apply the connector in to test, see if this LCD works. Okay, and once you get it to seat properly, go ahead and power the put the battery back on. All right, and now power up the phone. For the power connectors, and the power button is on this side right here. All right, now we're powering up the phone. We're going to be testing the LCD to see if it works, and we're also going to test the touch, and then we're going to go ahead and go on with the repair. Okay, now you have the Samsung logo. The Verizon intro. And then the OS is being loaded now. That's Verizon's in the background. All right. And let's go ahead and do a touch. Yep, this is pattern touch, and it all works. So what we need to do now is go ahead and turn off the phone. Let's power the phone off. We know the LCD works now. Power off the phone. All right, and disengage the battery. Here we go. And remove the LCD connector. So what we need to do now, we're going to protect this area again, because we'll be working from the back side, the front side, to remove the LCD. So what we need to do is protect all these components from being damaged. Okay, we take the logic board and so all the other crucial components. Okay, and now let's go and flip this over. What we need to do is add heat and just remove this, but be very careful about down here. These are the touch interface. As you can see, there are going to be buttons, flex buttons right here and here, and this is adhesive for the fingerprints. So we're going to work our way downward, okay, this way, and be very careful, because you can damage the touch buttons on the bottom, because it's double-sided adhesive. All right, so now we're going to add some heat, and we're going to take it off, take this glass off. We Still have to be cautious by taking this glass off, but again, this is no longer salvageable. We're still going to use the same technique that we used earlier for the back glass. We're going to use a combination of razor and business cards. So we're going to lift it up. Alright, so now let's go ahead and lift it from the edge here. Okay, now we got a lip open. We're going to use a business card to create a wedge. Right, so business card's right here. We're going to run a business card on the edge. Again, this LCD is already broken. However, we don't want to salvage too much. We're just gonna try to remove this as non-violently as possible. Okay, so now we're going to run this card downward. Okay. I'm not going to run the card through here because this is the no-go zone. This is where the touch cables are, and they are adhered to the glass, so running this might rip the cable, so you don't want to do that. Okay, now let's go ahead and run it on the edge here. Okay, so let's go ahead and lift the glass up. Carefully lift it up. Okay. All right, so we're carefully pulling it up. It's already separated from the OLED. Not a problem. We already knew this LCD was already done for, so there's no need to save it. Let's look at the adhesive. Pull it up carefully. Okay, we gotta be careful around the home button. There we go. All right, and this is the fingerprint buttons on the bottom right here. This is a fingerprint cable, so we did not run anything to damage it. Okay, so now pull the LCD cable already off. And now let's go ahead and take the LCD out. All right, so this is the LCD right here. This is gone. So now we have the front side, and let's go ahead and carefully peel this off. This is the back and forth, or the interface touch button on the Galaxy. This is the home button right here. So I'm trying to carefully peel it so it doesn't peel off the buttons. There you go. So what you want to do now is inspect this frame for any glass. Okay, you want to get rid of all glass possible. So you want no shard of glass whatsoever. And what I do is I like to run alcohol on the edge. So what I have is a cloth with alcohol, and I'm running it around the edge. This is 99.9% alcohol. All right, and I'm running it along the edge here to get rid of any possible shards of glass that could crack your new LCD. Now that this is completely glass free, let's go ahead and clear our little work area. Re-examine everything, and let's go ahead and peel some of the residual from the previous display. This is a double-sided adhesive, so we want to activate it, and what we do is we slowly shave the top painted layer off that was on the previous LCD, and we're going to apply a little hint of alcohol to reactivate it. And again, I'm just shaving it lightly. You don't want to go too deep that you actually rip the flex cable or cut it. You just want to activate the LCD adhesive. Alright, so now a little dab of alcohol in this area here, 99.9% alcohol. Okay, and this is the speaker piece that goes on top here. Okay, let's go ahead and I'm going to take some dust off of this too. Let's go ahead and slowly, I'm going to use my cloth here. Okay, so now that we got rid of all the adhesive on the edge, what we need to do is apply the LCD back in. And I don't like the other LCD that they use, the double-sided adhesive. This LCD that I get does not come with it, and I do not want to use a double-sided tape. I'd rather use my SGX digitizer seal. This will create a waterproof seal, and also has the silicone shock absorbent, so it'll protect it once it's if it does make a drop, it will more likely protect it from cracking than the adhesive that is heat activated. So what we're going to use is this silicone digitizer seal. You can also get this from my website. So we'll use a digitized seal around the edge. Just put a little corner. You don't need a lot at all. You just need to run it around the edge, like what I'm doing now. Once you have it around all the edge here, you can just use your finger and just take some of it off. Okay, now that I have that seal in, go ahead and run the flex cable through the other side. So I'm running the flex cable now. Okay, here on the back side, I have the connectors. Let's go ahead and connect this to the logic board. Okay, and we might as well go ahead and power the cable also up. And now let's go ahead and add a little pressure to make sure everything is in place. So now the digitizer seal is on. Power up the phone. Okay. So adding a subtle pressure on the side here. Okay. And subtle pressure is really all I need for this. Let's go ahead and let this phone turn on entirely, and check the swipe, and you can see swipe does work. Home button, swipe to unlock, and you have the pattern, and these are the pattern drawer. Okay, so that is good. Let's go ahead and power off the phone for now. Alright, just put the phone to sleep. You'll need to power it down. Now let's go ahead and flip over on the other side. Alright, so now what we need to do is, for about 5 minutes, we need the tape, the adhesive. We're using a digitizer seal, so we want to make sure this seal is on and cured first. So it takes about 10 minutes for the digitizer seal to completely cure. Let's go ahead and flush the glass, the new display, to the frame. Okay, making sure everything here is all flush. Add a little finger pressure, and then we'll run tape on both sides using the double-sided, using the paintless tape here. Add a little pressure here, and that's pretty much it. I'm gonna go ahead and because now it's been over 15 minutes. It's okay now to go ahead and take the masking tape or the paintless tape off. All right. Go ahead and to make sure everything is flush. Yep, everything is perfectly flush. Perfect. So what we're gonna do is go ahead and take the masking tape off the back. Carefully peel it. You want to use painter's tape, so it doesn't have enough adhesion to actually peel any components, but just enough to protect it from abrasion or any kind of scratches that you could occur from the moving the components around during the repair. So I'm carefully peeling this from the battery area, from the camera, and the charger, LCD connector. All right, so now let's go ahead and put the plates back on. Let's put the back plate on. Go ahead and put the midsection, the wireless charging, and the camera brace, and then the antenna and the top plate. All right, make sure everything is nice and rested back in. Okay, and now let's go ahead and replace the screw. And don't forget, remember that one screw on top, the one that's not magnetized. Let's go ahead and put that in first. The not magnetized one is right underneath the camera. Put the demagnetized one, and the rest all pretty much the same size. So let's go ahead and use all the magnetized glue screws and put it back into place. All right, put everything here back into place. All right, replace all the screws back. Okay, and again, if you need any parts for your repair, whether it's an iPhone, iPad, or drone, just click on the link below to my website and you can get the repair parts you need. And if you can't do the repair yourself, you can send us the repair and we can definitely take care of it for you. If this is your first time to this channel on YouTube, and if you like what you the instruction that you got here, please hit like and subscribe. I will be doing more mobile repair. My channel is about technology. Sometimes I do a product test video, and other times I do a repair videos. I like to mix them up. My interest is in technology, and I like to do DIY videos because there's no need to really pay too much at the repair shop when you could just buy the part yourself and follow these simple instructions that I provide on my video, and you could do it yourself. All right, so we have 2 more screws left. All right, 2 screws here. Okay, and then 1 more screw, and we'll put the back plate back on. Okay, now the back plate is on. Well, 1/2 the plate is on. What we need to do now is go ahead and put the glass on. And the glass, as you can see, I took off the double-sided adhesive. These weren't really functional anymore. So what I did was I removed all the double-sided adhesive, any particle that can adhere on top. I went and go ahead and done it, and I wiped it down with alcohol. What I'm going to do now is, again, I'm going to use SGX around the side. And this SGX will create a watertight seal. It's a lot better than the original adhesive that they use. And you want to avoid any kind of where the buttons are. You want to avoid those. And you just put it around the frame like I'm doing now. Just run the adhesive around the frame. And this will offer a shock absorber. Slight impact, that is, not extreme. These 3 holes right here, I'm skipping. And I will run the adhesive, the seal lightly over that area. You don't want it to run into the hole, else you won't be able to use those buttons. So I'm lightly running it now around the edge. Okay, now that I have all this done, I'm gonna go ahead, put the glass back on. Okay, make sure everything's out. Now let's go ahead and replace the glass back on. And now the glass is back on. What we're gonna do again is we are gonna go ahead and flush it in, put it flush like this. Okay. And then I'm gonna run tape again. Using tape earlier, I'm gonna keep this down. Keep enough clamp pressure. All right. Using the tape that I used earlier for the front. I'll go ahead and make sure the glass plate is adhered. And then I'm using my tape to add pressure, constant pressure down on the glass as the adhesive cures. And this will give it a watertight seal and also a clean adhesion. It looked like you never even took off the did the repair. And the thing about this adhesive is it's not heat activated. It's cures by air and it's silicone. So should you have to repair this again, all you really need is a small razor to hit on the edge, and once you break the silicone seal, you just get a business card, and it should come off fairly easy once you break the initial seal. And you can run it and you can cut the seal, and then you can rub it off again, and the same for the front. So the seal is really strong and it's watertight, but once you decided you want to replace the seal, all you have to do is lift it. You get to a point where you can do a nix and a cut. You ever cut a piece of rubber? You know, the rubber itself, if you try to pull it, you won't be able to pull it apart. But once you find a little rip point, you can rip it apart. The same with the seal here. It's silicone, so it's silicone rubber. if you need to replace the glass again in the future for another drop, you just lift off the area, and then you once it's lifted, you use a your business card and you can run it, and then it'll come off. You can just cut it with your card. It'll come off really clean. Unlike the adhesive, you won't need to use a heat gun anymore. So that's why I like to use my SGX seal here, because it's designed for that kind of use. So if you're a repair shop and you anticipate seeing this more often, or the same owner or the same user keep on bringing their cracked phone to you, you know the SGX seal is the best way to go, especially when you want to replace the screen, because it's easy to come off, easy to apply, and it only comes off when you actually puncture the seal. If you don't puncture the seal, it's watertight. But anyways, we're gonna let this sit for another 15 minutes. All right, so now after 15 minutes, let's go ahead and take a look at this screen now. Just gonna peel this off. Peel the masking tape. Okay. Now I'm just going to clean the screen off with adhesive. I mean, with the 99.9% alcohol. Okay. Take all the SGX seal off the side. It should run right off. Now the back side. Let's clean it all up. All right, and so this is the complete repair of the Galaxy S7 LCD. As you can see, the repair is flawless.